Greetings, Stooges at Put of Other Genders and Persuasions. How are you all doing? So, yesterday, Sunday the 1st of November, I did my first ever half marathon. Yay! I wrote my son Warren in on it as well, although he did really good, he really did. So, this is the tale of what happened on the weekend just gone. So the marathon itself is at a little seaside town about a half-hour's drive away called Weston-Super-Mare. Been there loads, love the place. So we drove down on the Saturday afternoon, parked up at the car park just opposite the hotel. We stayed at the Premier Inn on the seafront, nice hotel. And then we just sort of like chilled out for a bit, went for a wander. I put up some artsy sunset pictures we took of like the pier and stuff like that. And then we stopped off a little, quiet phone, I'm busy. Then we stopped off at a little cafe, had a bite to eat, and then just went back to the hotel room. Again, chilled out, watched Doctor Who, went to bed early. Sunday morning, we were up at about 6 o'clock in the morning. I had my alarm set for 5:45 AM. So, get up, pop about, get ready, get packed, because obviously we had to check out the hotel at the same time. And yeah, I was nervous as hell the whole morning. I really did not want to do it. I was just really nervous. So, we go over, we register, get our numbers. I was number 30. Go pin our numbers on. They give you like these little things around your ankles, like time chips around your ankles. So, when you cross the finish line, it gave you your finish time. Well, that's neat. And I didn't even notice I was wearing it. Until I got to the finish line, the bloke said, "Can I take your thing off?" I was like, "Oh, I forgot I was wearing it." Anyway, so me and Warren, stood there with my husband Chris. I put a picture up here of me and Warren, and one of me as well before pictures, before and after pictures. So yeah. That was me and Warren before we started. Then, just before 8:30, we wandered onto the pier. They had a special room at the back of the pier where we could drop our bags off. So, dropped our bags off, went out, stood on the pier, and then the fog descended. And we came out. Now, the pier itself is about a quarter of a mile long, right? We came out at the far end of the pier. We couldn't see land. We couldn't see the beach, and it's like, okay, it's a bit on the foggy side, but oh well. So me and Warren went down, and we stood at the end of the pier, not quite sure what's going on. They had like the inflatable thing there for the finish line and stuff like that, and there was music playing and stuff. We weren't quite sure what's going on. Anyway, then there's an announcement, and they do like these warm-up exercises, and I'm like, I didn't sign up to do a freaking aerobics class 2 minutes before I do this half marathon sort of thing, So me and Mum was just stood there laughing at everybody, to be honest. Fair play to those that done it. Fair play to them, But I couldn't have done half the exercises they were doing anyway, not with my knees and stuff. So anyway, then we were all told, could we make our way onto the pier for the start? Blah blah blah. We get the old safety talk about the marshals and where we have to go, where the feeding stations are. I'll put a map now. Right, so on this map you can see where the pier is, which was the starting point. We came off the pier, turned left, went along Marine Parade, and then we went up this hill to 2.5 miles where the feeding station was at the top, which was the turnaround point. Then we doubled back on ourselves, back down, and then there was the next feeding station at about 5 miles, which was by the pier. Then we ran along the front, down to near the Sea Life Centre, and then back up to the pier, which made it about just under 7-ish miles. And then we did that loop all over again, and on the second loop you came through to the bottom of the pier, and that's where you finished. So you can see from that map the route we had to run. Now, I knew Kew Stoke Road was a big hill, and I was not looking forward to it at all. Also, I was still so unbelievably nervous at the start. So anyway, Me and Warren make our way onto the pier. We stand near the back because Warren had said he would stay with me until 2.5 miles at the feeder station and then he'd bugger off on his own. Fair enough, not a problem. So it's supposed to have gone off at 9, but actually the start was at about 9:10. So we thought, yay, okay, no problem, da-da-da-da-da. Now, the floor was wet, the fog was wet, obviously, as well, and I was really worried about running on the wet floor. Plus, you still had like sand and wet sand everywhere blowing on the prom, like you always do. So we sort of like ran off the pier, went round the corner, and I said to Warren, I said, I'm going to walk it. So he was like, okay. Now, next thing I know, everybody's gone off in the distance, and there's just me and Warren walking. And of course, I turn around, and there's nobody. I am the back. I am the very back. And I'm like, I freaked. Warren said, like, well, I didn't want to walk it. I'm not going to get a good time. And I said, well, I said, you, pardon my language. I said, well, you fuck off then. I said, you carry on. I said, you go. I said, I'll drop out now. I'm going to quit. I'm not even going to start. I'm just going to quit right now. At that point, saw my husband, Chris, on the wall. So he comes over and asks what's going on. And I said, no, I'm quitting. No. I said, I don't want to be at the very back. You know, and I had a panic attack and I burst into tears. And at that point, Warren said, Warren, I said, you go. So Warren ran off. So then I'm stood there for about 10 minutes, bawling my eyes out. I even took my number off. I was that convinced I was not going to do it, right? So Chris says, well, what's the matter? And I said, well, I didn't want to run up the hill. I said, the floor is going to be wet. I'm going to be worried about falling in the wet. Plus it's a steep hill. And now I'm at the very back. I've got no one that I'm going to be with. You know, I didn't want to do it on my own. So my husband said, well, I'll come with you then. And I was like, you sure? He said, yeah, I'll walk with you. So bless him, right? Originally, we were going to go up to the 2.5 mile mark, come back, and I was going to drop out at the 5 mile mark where we were back outside the pier for the next water station. So we walk up, we walk back. And of course, as I'm walking it, by the time I'm walking it, there's a shit ton of runners coming back the other way. So of course, we're doing as they're running past, I'm going like, yeah, keep it up, keep going, you know. And then I'm getting people saying the same to me, keep going, yay! Because it's obviously I was walking it. And then by the time we got back down to mile 5 where the feeding station was, and I topped up my water bottle, which by the way started leaking. Don't go to pound stores for water bottles, mine was leaking. It's good size, but it was leaking. Anyway, and the water they gave out was ice cold, which is really nice. Anyway, so I get to mile 5 and I also pick up some gummy bears. They're little pots of gummy bears, like, oh yeah, but mind you, I was trying to eat them as I'm walking, wasn't easy, so I ended up giving them to Chris. So anyway, Chris says, I said to Chris, I said, at this point we'd decided I was going to do one loop, right? I was going to do like one loop, which would have been about 6 and a bit miles. So I was going to do one. So I said to Chris, I said, right, he waited by the pier and I walked from the down and back up again, down the prom and back up again, which was about another mile and a bit sort of thing to make it the 6 and a bit miles by the pier. And of course I'm walking up and everybody's finishing. And they've got like the barrier and everybody's like, you know, I'm about to start my second loop and there's people already finishing their first. And I'm like, okay, now I definitely know I'm the back runner. You know, sort of things. I was like, oh, okay. So as I come back up past the pier, I pick up Chris again and we start walking. And as we get to the bottom of Qstoke Road before we hit the hills, the bloke in the van, like the event organiser type thing, he pulls over in the van and he says, look, he says, I'm really sorry. He said, but we've had to reopen the road. So it's not safe for me and Chris to walk it because there was no footpaths walking up and down the hill, right? So he said, just turn around now and go back. So on the one hand, I'm thinking, yay, I don't have to do the hills. I'm also then thinking, yay, I've just cut 4 miles off. But then I'm also thinking, shit, I'm going to have a really good time when, like, timing finish, when I haven't done it all. So I'm thinking, well, I was averaging 3 miles in an hour. So I thought, right, well, if I say I had an hour at least onto my actual finish time, it'll be a rough finish time, right? So, I'm sort of like, okay, so me and my husband turn around, start walking back. I kept that to the feeding station again where I'd stopped off before, which was probably around about mile 11, something like that it was by now. And of course they're starting to pack up, aren't they? And I'm like, okay. And I said, well, can I just top my water bottle up? She went, yeah, sure. She said, how did you do? And I said, I don't know, I haven't finished yet. She went, oh, are you the woman that's still going? And I'm thinking like, oh God, I'm infamous. Everybody knew I was still going. I'm thinking, oh God, is that good or bad? I was very back runner sort of thing. So anyway, I top up my water. I'm about to head off again to do like the last little mile and a bit to make it the full 13 miles down and from and back, when the same the same organiser bloke stops me again, and he goes, look, he says, don't worry about it. He says, there's only a couple more that need to finish. I said, well, it ain't going to take me like half hour to walk down and back. And he was like, no, he said, don't worry about it. He says, just go and get your finisher's medal and what have you now. He said, just go across the finish line. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I would like to have done that last little couple of miles, you know, but they wanted to pack up and stuff, so I can understand that, you know. So all in all, I think I worked out I did about 9 miles in total out of the 13, about between 8 and 9 out of the 13. So yeah, my time was unbelievably like less than, well, I can't remember what my time was. Yeah, so my time was a lot quicker than what it would have been. Even if I had done the whole lot, I still reckon I would have done it in about 4 hours, and that was walking the whole lot. I didn't run at all, I just walked the whole lot. So yeah, my time is way too high, and I actually came 411 out of 417, but the people behind me, 3 of them were 3 girls that were all injured, and they were all literally limping over the line behind me. And then there was the young girl who was the back marker. She was like half running, half walking. Anyway, so yeah, I would have been the very last. So yeah, I didn't run, well, I didn't run at all actually, but I didn't do the full 30 miles, but I got my medal. You know, so just to do what I did is still an accomplishment for me on my own. And I never even thought, especially after the beginning, where that panic attack in the beginning, I was just sort of like, I'm not going to do this. I'd already took off my number, because my number was like, I'd already decided, I'm not doing this, you know. And then Chris, my husband, bless his heart, talked me into it. And yeah, so I ended up carrying on. So yeah, I didn't do the full 13, I didn't run it at all. But to me, it's still an accomplishment for myself. The fact that I still, the fact that I still did what I did, for me, I'm proud of myself and a big accomplishment for myself. I'm more proud of Warren for his very first half marathon ever, considering he hasn't been doing much training either. He did it in about 2.5 hours, which is bloody brilliant. So, you know, well done him. I'm dead proud of him. So I said, if he wants to do it next year, that's fine, but I'll be cheering him on. I won't be actually participating. But I think from now on, I am going to stick to like 10Ks, which is like 6 miles, which is like half of a half marathon. I think for myself, with my health problems and everything else, I tried too hard. I pushed myself to do something that I really wasn't, I really wasn't ready for. And I paid the price for it. You know, I am aching like mad right now. That's hence why I'm sat down. Yesterday when we got back, all the bottom of my legs and my feet were aching. Now the tops of my bum and my back hurt now. Warren was complaining this morning, his chest hurt, like his ribs hurt, and I said that's because of the way you were breathing quicker. And he was like, oh, they reported that. So yeah, to end, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that gave me words of encouragement on the day and beforehand, and all the congratulations afterwards and stuff like that. Special thank yous go out to Chris Thompson for all his advice. I mean, like I said, I did the marathon running advice with him at Somewhere in the City a few months ago. He's given me some really good hints and tips and ideas and stuff like that. Shazrina as well. Thank you, Shaz, I love you to bits. She's given me some good advice as well, and obviously various other people that have just been supportive, you know, just like, yeah, go chew, yeah, and I'm thinking like, no, never again. So yeah, tell me in the comments below, would you ever run 13 miles in a half marathon, or have you done a half marathon? And if so, what was your time? And well done you for doing it, because there's no way I'm ever going to do one again. Anyway, you all take care. I love you all, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.